So in this video I briefly wanted to show how you can install Docker on Windows using Windows Subsystem for Linux 2. The first thing you want to do is go into Settings, and then we're going to go into System and About. And we want to check that we have version 2004. If you don't have it, you should be able to upgrade. It got out in July, I think, and that allows you to install Windows Subsystem for Linux. If that's not a possibility, you can also use HyperV if you have Windows 10 Pro. And if that is not a possibility, I think all you're left with is switching to some Linux distribution. But we're going to go ahead and work with the Windows one in this case. So at this point, I'm on version 2004, and we're going to go into Windows Features. So if you just type Windows Features in here, you'll see it says turn Windows Features on and off. And if we go down to this one, or this menu, you'll see there's Windows Subsystem for Linux, and you'll have to check this. Once you've checked it, I think it's gonna ask you to restart, and then you should be all set. After we've done this, we're gonna go to docker.com and we're gonna click on Get Started, and this allows you to download Docker Desktop. I'm just gonna click Download for Windows, say File, and it's gonna download. At this point, everything is pretty straightforward. We're just going to start the installation, and it's probably going to take a minute or two to finish. Just going to let it download everything and go. So once it's started, it's going to ask if you want to enable WSL2 Windows features, and we are going to say yes to this. And this is basically just going to do the same thing that we did before. At this point, Docker has installed, and now we just need to start it. Just gonna type in Docker, and it's gonna boot up. And depending on your computer, this is gonna take somewhere between 10 to a small minute. The first time, it's gonna go through this tutorial. If you haven't used Docker before, I highly recommend that you just try it out. I'm just gonna click Skip Tutorial, and we should be set. You can run this command real quick to see that everything is running and that Docker is working. So I'm just going to open PowerShell. I'm going to paste this in here. And Docker is going to pull this from Docker Hub. And if we look over in Docker's Docker Desktop, you'll see that it's now running. And that's it. You're not going to need this anymore, so you can just delete it. But now you know that Docker is working.